Now, if you stayed inside all day and looked outside the window, you might have thought it was a decent day out, what with all the sunshine, but it was pretty cold out there, at least for April. Dave Law joins us now with a look ahead. Dave, are we going to warm up anytime soon?
Good evening, Kate.
Early this morning around 5:15, a 16-year-old girl was walking on North on 15th Street, about half of a mile up the road from I-90. She was walking to a friend's house to go on a morning run, but then a man started following her and attacked. Here's video of where it happened. He dragged her into these woods, but she fought and managed to escape. She ran to the nearest house on 15th Street, and I talked to the owner this morning, and he said that her screams woke him up. Then he heard her running up his stairs and knocking on the door. He told me that she was sobbing, partially dressed and covered in mud. The girl came in his house, he wrapped her with blankets and immediately called 911. After that, every law enforcement agency started looking for the male suspect. Coeur d'Alene Police was there along with the Kootenai County Sheriff's Department, and the Spokane County Sheriff's Air 1 was also helping in the search. Now, although all the agencies searched for about 4 hours, they couldn't find anything.
Always be aware of your surroundings and do your best to fight people off, which she did. I mean, she got away and immediately found shelter, which was good. The biggest thing is always being aware of your surroundings and if people are approaching you.
Here's the description that she gave police. A white male in his 20s or 30s with reddish hair. He does have some facial hair, a scruffy mustache with a possible goatee. Police think he was wearing a black Carhartt jacket with tan Carhartt pants with work boots on. Now, if you know anything about this case, please call the Coeur d'Alene Police Department. We put that number up on your screen for you, 208-769-2320. Now, while you were sleeping this morning, Coeur d'Alene Police and the SWAT team rushed to an apartment complex after a burglary suspect barricaded himself inside his own apartment. It happened around 2 a.m. this morning on Abbey Road in Coeur d'Alene. Police say 22-year-old William Vellis was burglarizing one of his neighbor's homes when they came back inside the house. The resident and Vellis got into a fight, and Vellis showed he had a handgun. Then Vellis ran off to his own apartment and refused to come out. From then on, the standoff was on. He refused to talk to police for hours, and police got everyone living close to his apartment out of there. Police were talking to Vellis's wife outside the house, and she said that their son was in that house with him. That boy is 2 years old. Then, around 6:45 this morning, Vellis opened the door, let the 2-year-old out to his mother unharmed, and he surrendered. Vellis was transported to the Kootenai County Jail, and the situation ended peacefully. And staying in Idaho, 5 people are dead tonight after a single house fire. Right now, investigators with the Idaho State Fire Marshal are still trying to figure out exactly what happened. Fire officials say an extension cord hooked up to an electrical grill shorted out and fully engulfed that house in flames. Orofino's fire chief says smoke inhalation is what most likely killed those 2 adults and 3 teenagers whose bodies were also badly burned in that fire. A family of 4 was inside, and a teenage friend was sleeping over to celebrate a birthday. Autopsies are planned for tomorrow, but investigators say there's no sign of foul play. Right now, 1 person is unaccounted for after 2 different avalanches on Snoqualmie Pass today. The King County Sheriff's Office says 1 avalanche on Granite Mountain carried 3 snowshoers about 1,000 feet. 2 people emerged, but their friend is still missing. And at another site near milepost 50, a group of 12 people were separated by a different avalanche. 1 man was buried up to his armpits, and a woman with a dog was found after that dog led rescuers to her. Right now, she is expected to be okay.
They haven't given us a time frame, but they found her under about 2 meters of snow, and she was conscious and breathing and alert and alive.
Now, people who know the trail say that it was very steep and dangerous in snowy conditions. Interstate 90 was shut down, not because of the avalanches, but because of too many crashes and poor conditions. Sad news coming in today with the death of an 8-year-old boy in eastern Idaho. Police say it happened in Ashton, Idaho. Now that's north of Idaho Falls. The 8-year-old boy was playing in a logging yard when a large log came loose from the top of the pile and rolled over him. Emergency responders tried desperately to revive him, but it didn't work. He died there at the scene. Police have not released the name of that little boy. On the money now, and it's a reminder we'd rather not have to tell you about, but we need to. Monday is tax day, and if you haven't yet filed your taxes, you better get on it. That deadline, April 15th, is fast approaching, and much like the deadline for getting those studded tires off, procrastinators may find themselves waiting in long lines, all in a last-minute effort to get taxes submitted and to please Uncle Sam. We spoke with Bob Sanders today, and he's the managing shareholder of one of Spokane's oldest CPA firms, and he says if you haven't begun filing yet, there are options.
The big thing would be, get an extension, and then get right on it next week. Even if you ended up owing tax and your extension didn't cover all of that, you're shortening the time to have the tax paid and any penalties. Penalties are based on the amount of tax due and any and how long it takes before you pay them, and so shortening that time will be helpful.
Now, if you are looking to file an extension, we've posted a link to the IRS's webpage on our homepage, so you can download the document. Really, you just need one. Just head to khq.com and find it on the Find It tab. Now, still to come tonight on Fox First at 10, a new currency is taking the internet by storm. But while it's an intriguing idea for internet purchases, there's new fears that it's a Ponzi scam. Plus, it may be spring, but we're getting our first look at football season. Pretty exciting. The Eastern Eagles take the stage for their first scrimmage. That's coming up.
What can we expect during the afternoons for those softball, baseball, tennis games? Looks as though it's going to be a little bit on the cool side. Tomorrow we've got some more showers on tap. That's probably the brunt of the forecast. Yeah, a little more.
Well, it could be worse. My brother's in tennis, and he lives in Minnesota. So there's tons of snow on the courts. So for you kids, could be a lot worse.
That's true. That's true. Just be careful if you've got any pass travel plans. Yeah. Right now the passes are really suffering from the snow accumulation.
Well, we'll see you tonight.